Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back.
Hey y'all, hey, it's your girls, Mia and Whitney.
You over there grubbing.
Pregnancy cravings.
Yes, girl. Yeah, so we
It,
had to come up here, a little impromptu episode. It's nighttime. It's like almost 7 p.m. But it's so much mess in these streets right now.
it's a lot going on.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like there's always something going on, but
Mm-hmm.
like we're only in February 2026.
All the revelations, Epstein files released, and um R. Kelly's number one victim. This is the girl who I forget her name, Reshona, I think. This is the
Mm.
one who was in that infamous tape that
The
got
peeing on her
circulated. Yes, yes.
when
And
she was
they,
like 13 or something,
yeah, she was 14 in that tape.
14. Jesus.
This is Sparkle's niece.
Mm-hmm.
She just came
Gotta
out.
be careful.
Mm, she was
Cause
a
it
one-hit
might
wonder.
on you.
That was a good song right there,
That was
though.
that one. I have that video and playing in my head too.
That was that one. R. Kelly know
It
how to
really
make a
was.
hit. If he don't know how to do
He
nothing
will
else.
make some Robert. Yes.
He gonna make a hit.
He gonna make a
So
hit.
she came out, did an interview since the first time since the whole R. Kelly Surviving R. Kelly came out. And she spoke out, basically said some things about her auntie Sparkle. Sparkle's not happy about it. So they're going back and forth. Sparkle saying that the lady is lying, her niece is lying. Um, she also dropped a book that I'm in the middle of reading. I'm actually listening to on audiobook, and it is crazy. I just want to say it's crazy. It's
So
not
the
fun.
you're saying the girl, Rashana, what's her name, Rashana?
Rashana, Sparkle's niece, the one who was in that infamous R. Kelly tape with him urinating on her that circulated all around. She's telling her side of the story, and she dropped a book. And
Hmm.
the book has a lot of allegations in there, basically confirming all the things that happened between her and R. Kelly, of course, but it talks a lot about how that came to be.
Yeah.
And she said that, her auntie Sparkle kind of groomed her a little bit. She didn't use the words groomed, but she initiated contact between R. Kelly and this young girl and told her, hey, R. Kelly can be your godfather. So she basically told her, look, sit on his lap, rub his head a little bit, and say, can you be my godfather? This is according to the niece. This is what Sparkle said. And R. Kelly said, sure. And so from that moment on, from meeting her around 11, 12 years old, R. Kelly became her godfather. So he would show up to this girl's basketball games, um, all types of stuff, like taking her out to eat, spending the night at her house. She even said that Andrea Kelly,
The wife.
the wife, yes, the backup dancer who was the wife, Andrea Kelly would take her shopping and would spend the night. She would spend the night with them. And so to me, everyone was involved. Everyone was involved in making this little girl who R. Kelly wanted to be with. You know what I mean? And allowing him access to her at all hours, all day. Ridiculous. He would show up at the school and then he asked her to recruit her friends. So she started to recruit some other girls from her high school. They were like sophomores, freshmen. And then they would have threesomes. And she ended up even falling out with some of her friends because R. Kelly would go behind her back and start contacting the friends without her. And, he's manipulating her the whole time, saying, you're my number one. I love you. What we have is special, but basically making it seem like he just has such strong sexual desires that she needed to recruit other people to fulfill them. And he wanted everything to be recorded. So he would set up like professional lighting and everything to make sure he had all the angles right. And he said that he needed the recordings so that he could be satisfied when she wasn't around. and also to teach her. So like he would sometimes recruit grown women and he would blindfold them and have her, the underage teenager, join in the sexual acts. But the women, the grown women, are blindfolded. So they don't really know who they're having sex with. And so he would record this and then play it back to her and be like, you see what she did right there? I know you don't know how to do that yet, but watch this. And then I want you to do that to me to satisfy me. So like he was using these tapes as like training to get these young girls to become comfortable doing the things these grown women were doing on tape. I mean, it's sick. And then on top of that, he employed the whole family. So not only was Sparkle under his label, so she was the star of the family. She introduced, the niece and her father to R. Kelly. So the father was a guitarist for R. Kelly. So he's getting a regular paycheck as a guitarist. Um, the mama basically turned against Sparkle when Sparkle finally came out and said, "Look, I'm calling CPS. R. Kelly's having inappropriate relationships with my niece." The mama basically, she's a church going lady. She was like, no, Sparkle's jealous because she got fired, which she did. R. Kelly fired Sparkle, kicked her off the label, would not let her come back to the studio to record. And then a few months later, that's when she decides to call CPS. So a lot of people are defending Sparkle like, no, Sparkle wouldn't groom her because she's the one who signaled the alert alarm to get R. Kelly arrested. And it's like, yes, she did, but you have to look and see what was her motive in doing that. And why did it take her 2, 3 years to
Right.
do it? And why did she
Right.
conveniently do it once she had been kicked out the studio? You know what I mean? It was like payback, basically. She did not believe that R. Kelly would choose the niece and just discard Sparkle after he got access to the niece. And that's basically what happened. So, girl, I'm about halfway finished. I'm only halfway finished with the book. It's a 7 hour audio
Whoa.
book. I'm on like hour number 5. So, it's just sick because it was definitely a whole system created where he would, give money to the families. He would take the families out to eat. And then in return, he just had access to this child, this teenager for hours in the middle, like days. And he would be calling her phone. He introduced her to phone sex. She had a private phone for some reason. She had her own phone line that rang directly into her room. This before cell phones. And so he would call her and he introduced her to phone sex, taught her how to do that to get her all this grooming her to ultimately start to engage in these like, freak offs.
Wow.
Yeah, very,
I,
very
you
sick.
know, it is very sick. It is very sick. And I oh, sorry, baby's kicking.
Uh-oh, kicking.
Um, I can see
Mhm.
though how this is the perfect storm.
Mm-hmm.
Um, because there was I feel like even when I was growing up, it
Mm-hmm.
was around that time where
Uh-oh.
although we looked like um little girls in comparison to um how girls I feel like even look now, right? Like I
Mm-hmm.
feel like these girls that are 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 look like 30-year-olds.
They do.
Um, whereas I can't really say when we were in our teens, we looked 30, but we were developing faster than I feel like even the generations before us developed.
Yeah.
As there was that commotion and talk around, these girls, y'all just growing up so fast. We didn't have all this. Da, 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 da. I remember that type of chatter happening when I was a child.
Mm-hmm.
And and I am not condoning or trying to make this make sense. I'm just saying
Yeah.
I can see how the perfect storm, this is the perfect storm. You have
Mm-hmm.
somebody in power with money, access, fame. You have adults that are fans
Yep.
of said, quote, higher ups and powerful people.
Mm-hmm.
And they will pawn a dog, their child, their
Yep.
eggs, their souls even
Mm-hmm.
for $1 and just to have a hit
Yeah.
of whatever they think is the thing. You know what I mean? Because we see this time and time again. We see this time and time again. And even with like, if we're speaking specifically about R. Kelly, I have to bring up the whole Aaliyah situation. How was he able to marry, never mind, mess around, fondle, all these things, marry a 15-year-old and it got wind from a public eye. Her parents knew about it. Apparently, they signed off on it. It's very, very, again, I just feel like it was the perfect storm, you know? And what to me is so unfortunate, and I hate to say this, but it's just the truth because I'm like, how does a lot of these people know that this was happening? How does the world know that these types of things were happening? But 20, 30 years later, we're just doing something about it. There have been skits made about this on a national level to the point where we all have made a joke or two or at the expense of jokes. I'm gonna pee on you, drip, 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 pee on you. I remember that growing up. It'd be in songs. I
Yeah.
mean, it's not, none of this was a secret.
Nope.
Maybe we're finding out more and more details, but we knew enough to be that I felt like should have been an uproar even back then, I guess is what I'm saying.
I know. And we were young, like, thinking back to when that came out, I was probably about 12 or 13. And it's just like we shouldn't even have had access to that. That was everywhere. And it was just so super laid back and lax. You know what I mean? Like when you think about it, that was child pornography and it was everywhere. And it's just like it was on the Dave Chappelle show, it was a joke. And she talks about that in the book too, that a lot of people just made a joke out of it and villainized her and never really saw her as like a child, a girl that got groomed since she was 11 years old by this 34-year-old man. And it just goes to show, honestly, that whole saying, like, protect Black women. Like, I do feel like it's because he knew the victim to pick. Pick a Black girl from Southside Chicago. Like, nobody really cares. It's really sad. But if she had been like a white girl or Hispanic or some sort of exotic looking, everybody be like, oh my God, it would be a lot more sympathy, I feel. But they kind of villainized her, and it's really sad.
Yeah. Yep. It is very sad. And so my thing is, okay, Robert is in jail. R. Kelly is in jail for whatever it is that he's in jail for. He's not getting out till he's about 80 years old. He's done. Even if he were to get out at 70, for good behavior. Okay. He's done. Um, what do we do or what can be done about those who helped groom the overall situation? You know what I'm saying? Because, and I don't want to divert this to the Epstein files, but a lot of what is taking place always seems to happen with the parents and the adults. I mean, you know what I'm saying? So it's like we have the figurehead, sure, right? Boom, shoot him down. Boom, another one, shoot him down. But what happens to all these people that cultivated this situation based on their own desires of whatever that was and own greed to basically hand over these young women, these kids, these literally kids to these wolves?
Girl, it's sick. I think you sent me the video of not the video, it was like a screenshot of an email from his wife, Epstein's wife. And he was like, was it his wife, his ex-wife, somebody? And he was like, she basically was like her daughter's having her friends over this weekend.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
this is the
Yeah.
perfect week to come. She'll have her
Yeah.
friends there.
And
The
he was
daughter's
like, bet, I'm on my way.
15. Sick.
Sick.
Disgusting. Disgusting.
Sick.
And it's because, and it's like, that's what I'm saying. Like a lot of these people, it wasn't just one man. It was women that making these other young girls feeling comfortable. That's why you can't trust nobody, honestly. You
This is
can't
why I
trust
never
them.
allowed, and I have a son. I'm about to have a birth a girl.
No sleepovers.
Carter was never allowed to go to any sleepovers. And now he could have friends come over and sleep over my house,
Mm-hmm.
you know, one or two at a time, but he could never stay the night at somebody's house. And
Nope.
honestly, I think he's only given me gripe about it maybe twice out of his 17 years. So it's never been like this constant,
Mm-hmm.
Mom, no, why? And it could be because he is the only child and he finds comfort in having his own space, which thank God I'm grateful for that.
Mm-hmm.
But this is primarily why. It's not the kids.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it's the kids because the kids, depending on what kind of learned behavior they have from the parents, it bleeds off on kids. My biggest thing is like the adults
Mm-hmm.
and how you raise your children and how you raise your children, what you value to be safe, what you value to be safe. A
Mm-hmm.
lot of these parents want to be their friends, their kids' friends. I know that firsthand from how I grew up because I used to think it was cool. I'm like, wow, your mom, oh my God, she lets you do anything. You know what I mean? Like,
Yep.
so
And some of
I
these kids
know.
have young parents. Like thinking back now, when I used to go over to one of my friend's house, a basketball teammate. Her mom was super young.
Yep,
Her mom was like 29 or 30 when we were
yep,
like 16. And she was letting us get drunk. She was letting
yep,
us, you know what I mean? Like
yep.
she was the cool mom. I didn't think nothing was wrong. But now
We
thinking
didn't think
back, I'm
anything,
like,
but
damn,
now, yeah,
I was young as hell.
literally, literally.
And your mama was literally young. She was 29, 30. Like,
She was trying to have a life too.
girl.
And it's weird. It's weird, it's sick, it's gross, but I always outside of the figureheads, it's almost like, you know, um what do you call it? What do you call it when being associated, like process of association.
Oh, guilty
Like
by association.
guilty
Yeah.
by association, thank you. And I feel like it's not for me, my personal belief is it's not enough to take down the Roberts and the Epstein. It's not enough to take down the Diddy and be like, okay, that's it, cool, we got who we needed to, when it's literally a cult of people that made these people have easy access. Because regardless of how high up you are, the reason why these people have it so easy is because of the cultivation of the people that they're paying around them. So think about it. If you're famous, you have to be 30 times more careful, even with a threesome with willing participants. You have to be careful because everybody wants clout. Everybody, so no, what do? You have your onset look, you have your lookers and da 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 da. They may have like code words. They may be like, hey, rally them up. We're headed to the hotel. Let them know we're just going for a party. Like you have all these people, I feel like, that are paid to make the process as smooth as what it is.
Yep.
Now, I don't understand why they're recording everything and documenting everything. That I will never understand.
And that what makes me think I'm like, I don't know if this is like something that they have to do because it keeps them in line. Like if somebody has
Oh, you're
something
saying from like a,
like I don't want to say Illuminati, but
yeah,
whoever the powers that be, it's like, okay, you want to be a part of this 1% billionaires club, you got to
right,
do this, join this cult, it's going to be recorded,
right.
stay in line or all this will get leaked. You know what I mean? Like I don't
Yeah,
know if that's a little bit of my conspiracy theorist side, but it's
yeah.
just so odd to me that everything is documented and recorded to come out years and years later to bring these people down. It's like y'all can't be that dumb. If you're doing the most terrible things ever, why are you documenting them and recording them? It
Like Cat
doesn't make
Williams was
sense.
saying, these people have your balls at their fingertips. Like they can make you and literally break you at the drop of a dime. And
Yeah.
it's better just to say no at the expense of fame or
Mm-hmm.
getting 100 million. Maybe you hover around 5 million. But that 100 million, you're like, I'm good. I'm happy right here because I don't have to, you know.
It's not
So
worth
yeah,
it. Like they're literally sacrifice, and it's not
they're
just it's
sacrificed.
a literal sac. It's not a metaphor. Like
Mhm.
even all these all this footage from back in the day, the 80s, the 90s. People been saying this on the
Yeah,
Oprah Winfrey show. They had a clip of Roseanne saying it from 1992. Like they are sacrificing kids. They are
right,
doing things with babies and kids and
right.
claiming it to be a sacrifice for power.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? And people thought they were crazy back then. People thought they were crazy. And now
Eating
all this
babies,
stuff is coming
eating
out.
kids, eating
Hmm.
humans' flesh like a delicacy. Sick.
It's really sick. It's really sick. And unfortunately, there are some, people that were involved in the files like Jay-Z, Pusha T, their names were there in the files as being at some of these gatherings. In particular with Jay-Z, they said he was there when there was like 14 or 15-year-olds that were being passed around and stuff like that. Now they're saying that this is before his hike to fame, but people are like, y'all are forgetting that Jay-Z was a huge drug dealer in New York. So it's like he was getting that access. He was mingling with certain people who may have wanted drugs or whatever that could have opened up the door to the industry to him. It's just a lot of questions. And Jay-Z has reportedly fled the country. I don't know how true that is, but they said he's out of the country.
Yeah, because
Um,
I just saw a video of him recently. He's in New York.
yeah, I mean,
Somebody was trying to take pictures of him
girl,
or
with
with him.
videos and AI, like, we don't know what's true these days. We don't know where people are, what's really going on with them. We don't know. Um, but
And I also,
they did say that Jay-Z and Beyonce, real quick, lost like a few
yeah, I
million
saw that.
followers after
I
the
did see that.
Epstein thing came out.
I did
So
see that.
I don't
I
know.
I don't know. I do feel like it's unfortunate that if your name was in the Epstein files
Not funny.
and we don't really know yet
It's
why, and then you have all of this backlash, I do feel like that's a bit unfair because I would like to think that just similar to like even the Diddy parties, there's so many people that went to the Diddy parties, but that doesn't automatically mean it was the freak off. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's like, I don't, I mean, hell.
well, he was there when there was underage girls, and I hate to say this, but Jay-Z has a track record of being with underage girls.
Yeah,
So,
no, I'm not allegedly.
you
I'm
know,
not saying
he was
that
with
he's
Beyonce when she was 16, he was 27, like,
Yeah. I mean, again, I'm not saying again, I don't know what exactly was incriminating in those
mhm,
Epstein files about Jay-Z outside of
mhm,
it just being his name in there. But I'm saying, like, I do think it's like due process, right?
yeah,
Until we find out exactly what was done by him or whoever. I do feel like there is a due process that should take place to figure out, like, and then even just with the
I don't
higher
know.
up, and then I also feel like even with the government spoon feeding us dribble by dribble, nuts and bolts, little by little, just put it all out there by now. Like, just
Mhm,
unleash it all. Like, stop. Like, I don't, whoever has the access to drop,
mhm.
just drop it all. Like, just drop it all at this point. Because,
Well, see,
and
I
then
don't know if I think it's public record. I'm just thinking that the media is picking and choosing what they're choosing to make stories off of. You know what I mean? But
Oh, you do think it, so you think we could just go out there and just read all of the Epstein files? Is that what you're saying?
they're court documents. These are court documents that the media is taking the files and sharing the parts that, have salacious titles. Uh-oh, girl, you okay?
Yeah, she's just in my, yeah,
Drink some water. Drink some water.
yeah. I'm
Get her
about
to
to get
move
up.
around.
No, she is. That's what she's moving everywhere.
Oh, girl.
She's
I
moving
remember them
everywhere.
days.
Whew. But
But yeah, it's unfortunate. I like Jay-Z. I think he's one of the like older rappers that still had a lot of prestige, and I respect him as an older rapper because he's like grown and talking about black wealth and stuff. You know what I mean? But
right.
I can't lie. I felt away, and a lot of people also felt away that like even throughout the whole Diddy thing, he was just so silent. Like you know what I mean? He never made any statements about anything, and we know him to be, very it well interacted with Diddy. Like you used to
Yeah.
canoodle with this man all the time. So it's just like it's just kind of odd to not hear any statements in regards to what's obviously unfolding. And then I don't know, but if it was me and I was in the Epstein files and I know I didn't mess with nobody, I'm addressing the public. Like, you know what I mean? I'm just letting it be known, like, look, that's not me. That's not what it is. I love people. I would never hurt a child. I would never rape anyone. Like, I would just be very transparent. That's just me. But the
I think if you're in
secrecy,
Hollywood, it's hard to say. And this is my take on it. I feel like majority of the people in Hollywood have some dirt, specifically men.
mm,
And when I say majority of the people in Hollywood, I'm speaking about like that rapper life,
right?
that that super white polo
Mm-hmm.
golf, like
Yeah.
like those type of like interactions, like
Yeah.
you know, Brad Pitt, I'm not really concerned about, like, but there's certain types of people, and I hate to stereotype,
Yeah, that's
but
true.
I feel like there's just a certain type of shit that I feel like you all have some dirt on your hand, and the and
They trying to
then
be quiet.
hell yeah, because if
Except
you think
50
about it, there's
Cent.
a lot of people that didn't say shit about Diddy, who Diddy was canoodled in, that's yeah, Diddy. But all that shit happened, everybody's hush hush. The only person that came out was 50 Cent.
Yeah,
And
that's true.
that
50
was
Cent
because
is like
he is
loud.
100% clean from what we know.
He must be, girl.
So, and again, I'm not saying everybody's dirt has to be just super, super, I mean, like to the nth degree bad, but it could be weird shit that people just don't want their shit to be looked into. And they're like, no, I just none, I'm out. Like, so I'm really honestly not shocked based on it being Hollywood and how we know Hollyweird is based on the history of it. I think what's fascinating is, and maybe it's just because we're now more of a society where we're wanting to have the cancel culture and putting people on Front Street and holding people accountable. But I'm like, Hollywood has been weird for so long, and people have used people in stepped on backs of people, discarded people and their feelings and their emotions and their whatever because of the fame. And now it's just rearing its ugly head. But I'm more curious to know, like, how are we going to hold people accountable? Because that's really what it comes down to. I always feel like we get into an uproar as a society and we're like, oh, shoot, girl, did you hear about girl? Da 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 da. Hell, oh my God, President Trump, he grabbed people's pussies. Oh my God. But what? He's still in office. He's still running our country. He's still in there pushing dangerous buttons. Like, yes,
Hmm.
he's been impeached, I think 3 times or something. But when I'm talking about somebody being impeached, I want them to be impeached and removed. Don't, if impeach means you still get to hold the position of president and do certain shit and have the highest title, miss me with all that. So I'm like, how are we going to, like, do we do we as a society care enough to hold people accountable?
I mean, but it's just like
And not just certain
what
people, and not
can
just
we
certain
do?
people. And I don't
There's
know. Again, I
there's
don't have
only
the answer.
so much. You know what I mean? Like a lot of this stuff is when it comes to legally, half of the stuff is like it's so old, statutory limits, you can't even do nothing. When it comes to like morality, it's like, yeah, morally they were messed up. And honestly, nobody can really deal with them but God. Like everyone who turned a blind eye to all these girls getting trafficked or molested or raped or whatever, really only God can deal with them because a lot we won't even know. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And then people like Jay-Z, it's always like are people who were included in the documents, but we don't have any proof. Like you said, we got to see due process. Was he just a bystander or did he do something? Like
right.
we don't really know. And then the
Mhm.
ones who blatantly do stuff like Trump or whatever, they have wealth on their side. They
Yeah.
have the complexion for the flexing. They gonna get away with shit that, other people aren't gonna get away with. So it's really unfair, honestly. And we can't even say like, oh, cancel, cancel, because that cancel culture lasts for all of 24 hours and then they're right back with a new hit and everyone's just like, hey, so it's hard to say, honestly. I do think that celebrities are losing their appeal in the long
Yeah,
run. So through the next generations, they just don't really care about these celebrities as much. So that's
yeah,
like the only justice I really see coming with when it comes to like celebrities, because it's like y'all are losing y'all power year
yeah,
after year. Like the
yeah,
young generation doesn't even know who y'all are. Like I'm
yep,
not even holding you. They don't know y'all.
yeah.
So
I feel you.
you're kind of getting phased out a little bit. And
And
that,
you're too, and even before all of this, regardless of why they're getting phased out, you're right, they're getting phased out. I think a lot of it also has had to do with just too much access.
right.
It used to be, a time where celebrities were like, you don't see them until you motherfucking see them. And if a
Yep.
scandal happened, it was on page, when you checking out at the grocery store, it's on the front cover, page 6, it's on the news, it's
Yep.
on a blog, but now it's like celebrities are in the comments arguing back with you, talking about whooping your ass, meet me outside. They're
Girl,
like, I'm just saying, like,
celebrities have no chill anymore. They're
they're
not
like regular
exclusive.
people. They're too common. They're just too common.
Oh my
So,
gosh. And you just reminded me, just to end this on a light note, I have to talk about Glorilla's sister.
oh yeah.
They are calling her Brorilla on the streets. Okay. She has a new name called Brorilla. And she's coming for Glorilla because Glorilla has not given her no money. She said all she needed was 2,500 to make it right. So she's been all over TMZ, everything, saying Glorilla is obligated to give her money. Now, Glorilla has 9 other siblings. So I guess she said, look, you need to help us all out.
I
Okay.
hate that. I hate that. Glorilla is so unproblematic.
She's so
Like
unbothered, girl. She's
she's
like
so, but
posted
and
up
also she's
courtside.
just so unproblematic. Like, please don't start no issue with Glorilla. Like, just let that girl. Like, however, I hate that for even us regular common folk, like
Mm-hmm.
who make it out the hood, we make it out the whatever, and then you have all your people around you coming out the woodworks with their handout. And again, you may help them. But
Mm-hmm.
if they don't feel like you're helping them to the degree in which they feel satisfied,
They're
it's
gonna come
never
for
going to be
you.
enough. So,
And what is $2,500? $2,500, you're gonna be asking for that again next week. And then she
exactly. And
got
how do
nine
we
of
know?
y'all.
And how do we know that she hadn't already done something?
You know she
Because
has,
you're not.
girl.
My thing is, they're not gonna tell the whole truth. They're gonna just paint this narrative like,
Mm-mm.
oh, my family, she's not helping me. She's not helping me, and it's like, what about if Glorilla had an opportunity to speak? I'm sure she would be like, listen, I've done X amount of things for my family,
Mm-hmm.
but there's only so much people can do. People cannot carry you on their backs when they also have a life that they have to live as well.
There's only
And
so much you can do. And at the same time, it's like you have to prepare yourself for the future. This money is not always guaranteed.
this money is not
So
already,
many
yeah,
people have gotten rich and now they broke back in their mama's house. Like,
yep,
I do not blame her, because good
yep,
for her for not buying everybody a Lexus or
for
freaking
sure.
Mercedes. Like, uh-uh. And from what I've heard, Glorilla has offered a lot of her family members jobs, and that's
Well,
a
and I
good.
was about to say that too. I was going to say I didn't know
That's
that she did that, but
yes,
I that's something I would do. I might not be able to help you entirely, but I
yeah.
can give you a
Put
job.
you on payroll. Like,
Exactly.
you want to be an assistant, sure. You want to be my driver, sure. Because now I can do tax write-offs. We can get this ball. You know what I mean? Like, let's do
For
it
sure.
smart, like the
For sure.
Caucasians do.
Right.
Like,
For sure.
but I just want to say, Glorilla sisters, if you listening, girl, you got a career in comedy. Like, just focus on yourself. You are really hilarious. I'm not gonna hold you. I was laughing so hard
Mm-hmm.
listening to her. I don't know if it's just people from Memphis, period, but it's just like the accent, the fact you have Glorilla's whole face, it's hilarious.
It is. It
Hilarious.
is. It is. It is. And I pray for healing for them because it always just makes me sad. when people air out family business. And
Yeah.
it's just
Yeah.
it's almost like it's that's like the worst kind of betrayal. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because it's
Mm-hmm.
clout chasing and all the things, and it just really sucks. So
Yeah.
I pray that
God
they can
bless them. And shout
heal
out
whatever.
Tory Lanez because Tory Lanez sent her the $2,500 from jail. So that was very kind.
Girl, I don't like him.
Girl, he sent her $2,500 from jail. He sent her like a long, nice DM, and all she said was, "You want my chime?" She said, "You want my chime?"
And here he is trying to get some fame. Hence, we're bringing him up on the podcast. You still not getting it. Do your time,
Uh,
and do your time. I'm sure she thanked you, but that's not how you reward that behavior. Like,
Girl, I don't
get out.
know. She didn't thank him from what I saw, and everybody in the comments was like, "See, that's why Glow
That's
ain't
what
giving you
I'm saying.
nothing. You
It's like you're
ungrateful
ungrateful,
already."
ungrateful. Ungrateful.
Hmm.
So
But I just wanted to end on a light note. It's going to be a
that is
short episode. Mia got to go move around. I got to go see about my baby.
Lord have mercy. Yeah, it's almost her bedtime.
Hmm. So it's
Ooh.
been real, y'all.
It has been real. Until the next time, catch us
Bye.
on all streaming platforms.
Melanin and Me podcast. We're outie.
We're out. Bye.